Hey guys, how are you? It's Brick Nostalgia here, and finally, I have very good news, which is that I managed to finish this big layout I've been working on for a couple of months now. I spent the last couple of days recording a few takes with my cameras, so there will be a video coming soon. I'm gonna be packing this layout up in a couple of days. So I decided anyway in the meantime to do a quick tour and give you a quick overlook about how things turn out to be. Okay, these for who doesn't know, this layout is a reproduction of a couple of scenes that are present in these old Lego idea book. It's a trains idea book from the 80s, 1980 actually. And there were a couple of scenes I wanted to reproduce. One is the one that you see here in this page, and the second one is the one that you see here. What I tried to do was to incorporate both of them in the same layout. For the reason I'm gonna be splitting this video in two different sections, and I'm gonna give you a very brief overview of this section regarding this page, and then there will be a second section related to the second scene that I just showed you. Okay, so let me set things up properly and then we'll go through it. Okay, so here we are on the first section of the layout, and going back very quickly to the book, what I tried to reproduce as much as I could with the pieces I had, with the budget I had. So I did my best reproducing the car, the truck, this crane and this transfer belt you see here. Tried to build the tipper wagons that you see here, and also take care of these smaller details like these bricks over here that you see on the side of the road, flowers, trees, these couple of pieces over here, and try to put also the minifigs that you see here in the same position. And how things turn out to be is what you see here. So I'm gonna start very briefly from this side. As you can see, there are the trees, the car. I just added a motorbike, just try to fill up some spaces. I put a bit of my own creativity, if you can call it like that, just try to fill up some spaces. As you can see here, there are these couple of sections here with the train and tipper wagons that you see here. Then here we have the truck, the crane on top, and the transfer belt. I'm just gonna move around over here. Something I wanted to highlight very briefly is that these mechanism that you see here, it actually doesn't work in practice. The whole thing, if you just give me one second, I'm gonna try to show you. What's supposed to happen is that once the train is running, let me see if you can see it like that. Once the train is running, the wheel over here is supposed to get on the gear, and the tipper wagon is supposed to turn. Now this works if you push the train manually, but if you try to do it with the train running, what will happen in practice is that the whole thing would fall apart. There's just no way to make it work unless you slowly push it with your hands. Here is the transfer belt from a different angle. I did a review of this transfer belt here, so if you just check on the description, you will find a link to that video where you can see things you a bit in deep. And I think pretty much that's it about this very first section. So what I would like to do, guys, is just to go to the second one where there's a lot more going on. As you can see, pretty much the line that splits the two sections is this one that you see here, and what you see on this side is the first section. Everything else that you will see over this side is going to be the second. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute for the second section. Okay guys, so here we are for the second section. As you can see from these two pages, the second section was a lot more a lot more exciting and full of details. So I'm just gonna go through very briefly these pages to show you, to give you a bit of close-up about what I tried to reproduce. I tried to reproduce these two buildings. They came out quite right. I did my best reproducing this train here. The two wagons came out pretty identical, but unfortunately I don't have the 7750 that is here in this this point. So I just replaced it with a 7745. I will show you later what I mean. Then there was this custom-made train with these wagons. I tried to reproduce that as well, and things came out pretty accurate. There is this very big crane. There's instructions for it on the following pages, so I managed to make it very accurate as well. Then, as you can see, there's going to be this slope with the minifigs that are supposed to be working on loading and unloading the containers. Then there's going to be this truck that is being loaded by this forklift. I reproduce also the this police motorcycle, this little office. Then also there is this train here with these two wagons. I reproduced the two wagons, and as train I used my 7715. And then there is this corner on the back where there is this emergency center, I think it's called, something like that. And also this car I tried to reproduce as much as I could, and you will find also this van and this couple of minifigs. So let's move to the layout, and we'll see. I'm gonna show you how accurate I managed to be. So we're gonna start from here, and what you can see is the little police motorcycle. I really like it. It's very cute. So this was like a lot of fun building. Then we can move here to this section, and as you can see, there are the train, the containers with the minifigs working on it. There is this big crane. This is pretty functional as well. I think I'm gonna do a review of this before I take everything apart. I really like how it's built, because it uses a lot of basic bricks. And there is also, if you can see, there is this truck as well. And then if we move a bit more to the other side, what you can find is this truck being loaded by the forklift, the train I was talking about with the two wagons that are pretty much identical. And then there is my 7715 training pulling the whole thing. And then we move to this last section, where you can see that, as I said previously, I have these two wagons that are pretty much identical, also with a load. And instead of 7750, I used the second build that is in the instructions of the 7745, and it's a very good look. It looks pretty similar to the 7750 in terms of size and style, so, and design. So I decided to go for it. Here are my custom-made traffic lights. There will be videos about them as well. Pretty much, long story short, the original accessory sets are too expensive, so I decided to make my own. And here you can see two buildings. I tried to make them accurate as much as I could with the minifigs loading and unloading the trains. There's also this very nice and cute yellow building with a minifix that is using a hook to lift some barrels. We can pretend they're barrels. Then there is this little van, very easy design, you know. It was 80s, and it's coming from an IKEA book, so it was meant to be built with very basics and very few pieces. And then here we have in this corner this fireman car. There's a couple of people talking and drinking here in the corner, and then there's going to be the emergency center here. This is an original set, so then there's nothing custom here. And then here on this last section I just added a couple of cars and my mock gas station just to fill up some space. This gas station is inspired by a couple of vintage sets. I just put it together with the pieces I had, and you can see a minifig here that is refilling his tank, the tank of the truck. And I think pretty much that's it, guys. This just wanted to be a very quick overview. You might be able to see more details with the trains in action in the video I'm gonna be making over the last couple of weeks. And the last thing I wanted to show you is my custom-made control panel with as you can see here, now it's a bit of a mess because I moved off the wire, but you can see the transformer here. I just have one jack switch control, and then all the rest are custom made with bricks, wires and switches. Because the accessory sets are way too expensive, so I just don't want to spend so much money, and I managed to build all this, and they work very well. So I'm very happy with that. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, comment, and so you can stay tuned and you can keep being updated with all the projects and videos I will be posting over the next few months. Okay, so thank you very much. I'll see you later.